uh, have some lighting so that when I show something, you can actually see it. It helps to bring up the lighting so that I'm not just a dark, shadowy figure. Oh no, Sean's going to do the Maori scary face. Ah! We'll use a scary voice to go with it. Put on the theatrics. Give you your show on ice at McNichols Arena. Alright, that's just absurdity, isn't it? Alright, so everybody who works at the chevron here, they're pretty relaxed, pretty lax, pretty easygoing, and they are a scattered bunch. All walks of life, wonderful, wonderful place to go. There's one lady there who bleaches her hair super, 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 super ultra blonde, I think, is what it's supposed to be. It's almost white. And she's got blue eyes, and she's short, and she's one of those entitled people. She works at a gas station. She is not any higher or mightier than anyone else. But for some odd reason, she stares at me crooked. Like, that lady that was walking by who's got some mental problems, obviously. She's not a hateful person, I hope. But her mental problems mean that she does have to have some assistance. And that lady always stares at me like this. There's a couple of ladies in the parking lot over there at Safeway who stare at me like this as I go by. Oh, that lady who's working tonight, she's the one person at Chevron who's mean. When she stares at me like, what are you doing pulling up here? And I get that I got, some funky stuff on top of my car. It's pretty cool looking to me. What do you think? Now, mind you, I took this out on the water already. It took me 45 minutes to build it. You see that? I built that in 45 minutes. I grabbed all the ultra lightweight stuff for building a floaty out of my storage because I wasn't going to carry a bunch of heavy stuff down the stairs. Anyway, that kind of gets you stared at, and she does stare at that. She also stares at me when I come in the store, and here's the thing that made it so that it's a problem, so that I mentioned it. Although it was a couple hours ago that this happened. This young lady, from the moment I walked into the store, she was staring at me mean-like. She doesn't engage in any sort of pleasant conversation, or even try, which, I'm fine with that. If you're not a happy person, I don't expect you to be happy at work. But don't fucking stare at me like I raped your dog. It's unfucking called for, and it's unprofessional. It's absolutely not necessary. And I didn't like it. But that wasn't even the worst part. She is a very happy and sunshiny person. She is smiling and laughing when her friends are in there, hanging out with her a little bit, and she's talking shit about people. It gives her the greatest joy in the world. And today, I got to be her target. The thing is that she did it while I was in the store, well within earshot of me, and I was the next customer up. Now, she stared at me from the moment I went into the store. And, of course, stared at me with a mean face, intentionally staring me down. Now, with me and Robert Franklin Warnick assaulted me and then came into the places where I was at after assaulting me, after he should have been arrested by Dual County Sheriff's Department. He stalked me in Pumpkin Pantry on multiple occasions after that. And then I was arrested for telling on him to other people that I shouldn't have had to go to. Me being sent to the police department to turn in the police department is unfucking called for. But apparently it's literally the only way to do it because none of these mandated reporters are willing to do their jobs. So this rude lady at the Chevron station here who thinks her shit doesn't stink is the least of my fucking concerns. I know that if she's working, I can simply go the other way. I don't have to be around somebody like that. The problem is that everywhere that you go, there are people like that. And people with even small positions of power like to feel high and mighty sometimes. At least, unlike my predators, she had the testicular fortitude to do so while I was in the room. She's got more balls than all you guys. So despite the fact that she stares me down in a vermicious, connicious way, and it makes me feel uncomfortable, well, yeah, sure, she was talking shit behind my back because she was making jokes to her friends about me and how I look. This is a woman who artificially dyes her hair. Apparently, she feels that we should all try to artificially dye our hair, make ourselves blonde, wear blue contacts so that we look more like her. Maybe I should cut myself off mid-calf so that I'm her height. No, that's not going to happen. Now, there is a large KKK following, and obviously I look more Jewish than Aryan. I'm not exactly popular. She does look like she has a very huge Aryan background, being that she has a specific color of eyes. But also, I'll have you know that having blue eye colors, well, that's a genetic offshoot, and it denotes inbreeding. Although, the gene that brought about having blue eyes came from around the Black Sea thousands of years ago. Not millions, thousands of years ago. Not hundreds of thousands of years ago, just thousands of years ago. It's a specific genetic marker. And scientists believe that they can trace every single human being back to a lineage of a male and a female. So we're all literally inbred already. From the very beginning. If we're all descended of two human beings, who did those human beings reproduce with? Now, there's another lady there who has blue eyes, and one who has hazel eyes, and there's one who has brown eyes. And they don't cake on the makeup or artificially dye their hair. And they're pleasant and they're funny. They're not the perfect figure for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, but who fucking is? They're very open about their use of whatever it is that they happen to use. Or if they just happen to in the past. They're open about how it is in Oregon and how it is in this town. And they're pleasant. And some of them even share stupid jokes with me, which makes me feel better for sharing stupid jokes with them. Now, that young lady who doesn't like me, there's a possibility she could try doing something like that blonde lady at the Walmart in Cheyenne, Wyoming did. She didn't like me and pretended like I might do something wrong, and that was enough for the cops to come harass me and threaten me. There was no need to threaten. That interaction is recorded on my channel too. When you're homeless, you can't avoid a Karens or the police, because every Karen out there is going to be heard before a hobo. That lady there, who cares if she doesn't fucking like me? As long as she leaves me the fuck alone. As long as she doesn't start any problems for me, who fucking cares if she stares me down? She didn't just fucking assault me. Robert Franklin Warnick got to assault me, was not arrested, and got to stalk me through town for days after assaulting me. Yeah. And then Dual County Sheriff's Department, who it was a conflict of interest to be a part of any situation with me after the felonies that they committed, assisted Robert Franklin Warnick, a registered pedophile in the state of Nebraska, a high enough tier to have to be a registered sex offender. Holy shit. That is the wrong fucking hornet's nest. And that's who Leslie Snell and Scott DaCosta and his deputies helped to get away with committing multiple felonies against an at-risk adult. Me. Then again, they'd been committing felonies against an at-risk adult since 2017. The very beginning of 2017. The same thing with the Nebraska State Patrol. You guys are useless pieces of shit. That blonde lady there at the Chevron is no fucking problem. I'm not being forced to literally move out of state because of that blonde lady there. On the bright side, I was able to figure out some cool stuff that might save your life. You allergic to bees? There's these little plastic dealies. These right here. You get them out of a 50-cent machine. They got little stuff in them like a little ring or a little necklace or a little slimy thing that you don't want your kids sticking on the walls because it'll leave a permanent oil stain. If you paint over it, it'll leave a bubble. This thing right here fits perfectly over the top of that. Clicks in place, prevents bees from getting in there, and also prevents roof bees from getting dropped in. You can take it off, take your drink, put it back on, and you can hear it click in place. So despite the fact that that lady doesn't like me, she's not a problem yet. She could become a problem. She obviously doesn't like me. Obviously, the way that she talked about me with her friends who come to hang out with her at the store and have fun at the store and goof around at the store and laugh and make fun of other people. She gets the most intense fucking joy out of that, and it's disgusting. It is disgusting to hear someone get so much joy out of hatred towards others. What are the chances that her parents are part of the local KKK? Pretty good. Everybody else there is cool, though.